Danny, well, with one defeat in 14 games at the start of the season, you must be really pleased with how things are going at the minute.
Yeah, very pleased. So far, so good. I think the phrase probably is the best to be used for that stat. But it is only so far, isn't it? Long way to go. And no tougher place to go than Boreham Wood away, especially after they've got a really good confidence-building win against Hartlepool the other night. So as I've said before, Luke over the years there has done ever so well, especially against the so-called bigger clubs within the league. They're not where they want to be in the table, I'm sure of that. And they'll see the other night's win as a turning point for them. So we've got to make sure that, yes, they've enjoyed their win against Hartlepool, but we get back on the coach after the game with all 3 points.
Are you where you were hoping to be at the start of the season? Are you ahead of that in terms of the points total and the goals scored?
I think we're top of the league, aren't we? So whether that's 3 points clear or top on goal difference, that's our target in it, really. Let's get it right. We want to win the league and we want to get promoted. But last year we wanted to get promoted by any means necessary. This year we want to get promoted via finishing in that number 1 spot. So we're in a good position at the moment. We're scoring lots of goals. I think we showed the other night that despite any criticism, we can defend, and we can defend well. We can keep clean sheets. That's our 2nd of the season. We want to make it a 3rd on Saturday. I've said to you after games, Liam, that even when we haven't done particularly great or conceded bad goals or missed some chances, more times than not, we've come out the game with the 3 points, and that is all that matters. Recently, I suppose we've ticked most boxes, especially the other night with the clean sheet, the performance, and the win. And yeah, we're looking to do that again Saturday.
Was the clean sheet, particularly because it was at home, even more satisfying?
Sorry, I'll say that again. You cut out there, Liam.
Sorry, I was just saying, was the clean sheet, because it was at home in front of the fans, was that particularly satisfying?
I think probably for the supporters, because they haven't seen one at home. Obviously, all the supporters that travelled to Ebbsfleet witnessed it. But yeah, it's nice the home one because it doesn't really put any sort of downer on the night, So even if they scored in the 90 plus 6 minute, whatever it was, and the game's still won, it just leaves a bit of a flat feeling, doesn't it? At the end, it was such a buzz after the final whistle because nothing went against us, and that was probably. Also, I'm sure Bromley might disagree, but I think that was 99% due to us and our approach and our performance. So, if we think that anything less than that at Boreham Wood will get us the win, we're very much mistaken. What we've got to make sure is that we come out on the right end of the result, and like the manager always says, if the performance is right and you tick all those boxes, the result usually follows.
Boreham Wood tomorrow then. Why are they probably not having the season that you would probably expect them to have from what you've seen?
I don't know. Listen, I'm sure Luke and his staff will have their reasons for why they're not nearer the playoff positions in the league. But as you can see in this league, you're only a couple of wins away from getting there, and it was a very early door. So I'm pretty sure they won't be in that bottom half of the table come the end of the season. I really hope they are 6 o'clock Saturday evening. But no, going forward, I can't see them being down that bottom half. Because they're all very well drilled. They've got some good players. They're comfortable in their own skin, meaning they know what their manager wants from them. They know what their jobs are at any given point, and that's the first massive part of being a good, strong team, and that's what they've showed over previous seasons. Watch the last couple of games. Why they haven't got the results they wanted this year, that's up for Luke and his players to know that. But the other night they were strong. They defended well. The goalie for me is still one of the best around at this level, makes some great saves. The 3 at the back are very strong. The 2 centre forwards know where the goal is, so they do tick a lot of boxes with their personnel within the lineup, whatever lineup that may be. And they'll certainly be looking to cause an upset because we're top of the league. And when the top of the league team comes to town, you want to be the one to stop their run. So we've got to make sure they don't do that.
With them having played on Wednesday night, that gives you an extra day's rest. Does that give you a little bit of an edge?
Yes and no. I mean, I'll speak tomorrow. I think that it's you'd like to think so, but I suppose that they would argue that they had the extra day rest to get into that game for Wednesday. That makes sense. So the other way around, they got their 3 points on night. Perhaps they had a day more recovery than we did. I'm not sure. I think nowadays with recovery and sports science, they probably had a nice day off yesterday, and they probably do some light work on us today, I would imagine so. And they haven't got the travelling to do, so like we have. So, I'm like, no excuses. Whatever happens, we've just got to go and turn up and win.
After making 6 changes in midweek, how difficult is it going to be to pick the team tomorrow?
Yeah, difficult. We've started already in the office downstairs, and obviously we did yesterday, talking about the yes, buts and maybes and what we could do with the personnel at our disposal, which is pretty much everyone at the moment, which is great. And I think what's really good, and like I said to you again after the game the other night, was I think pretty much nearly all the squad members can see that no one's beyond a rest, no one's beyond having a breather, no one's beyond being dropped, if you want to use that word. So I think that keeps it fair, doesn't it? It keeps it. Everyone knows that we're all off the same page. There's no special treatment. And like I also said the other night, the manager is obviously experienced to know when players need a rest, when they need a breather, when they need to just be taken out the firing line a little bit. And I think that was nailed on the other night with the performance and the result. And then you saw the energy of the lads who came off the bench, who earlier on the season were definite starters. And it also keeps oppositions guessing, doesn't it? It's great to keep the same team, but now and then you mix it up, and I'm sure Boreham Wood won't know what's coming their way, which can only be a good thing.
Yeah, absolutely. Miguel Freckleton was obviously ill during the week. How's he getting on?
I think he's come in yesterday afternoon to see the club doctor. Obviously I'm up doing this, so the boys are reporting now, so I probably missed out on that information, what's going on this morning, but they saw the club doctor. He saw the club doctor, and hopefully the results of that are good. What's great is that you're not clamouring for people to come back when you get a good win, are you? You're not looking to change things. Sometimes you might have to, or tactically you might think it's for the better of the team. But if Frex isn't on that coach, whoever plays his position, I'm sure will be absolutely fine. But yeah, we're hoping he travels down with us, definitely.
And is everyone else okay for this one?
Yeah, as it stands. Always say to you, Friday mornings, very light, won't be doing much, and then travelling down to North London later on this afternoon. And like you say, we've got a good squad to choose from, and you look round the back on the coach now, it's packed, all the players want to be part of it, and the treatment room's pretty empty, so long may that continue.
It's not often that Armando Dobra gets left out of a squad. How did he take that?
Absolutely brilliantly. Listen, it's one of them where he hasn't played, and I keep saying men's football, it's really patronising to the lad, you know what I mean by that, first team football, for years and years and years, like some lads say. I mean, look at Mike Jones, yes, he's a lot older, but his body's used to the day in, day out for 20 odd years. Whereas, Dobbs is still getting, like a lot of them are.
Recording in progress.
Well, on here, top man. He's back in. Always trust you, Ian. But no, with Dobbs, it's one of them where obviously the manager knows him well from Ipswich. He probably knows that he's played a lot of football, and it's a chance to A, have a look at the players who haven't played much minutes this season, and B, to give him that breather and recharge him. Now that doesn't automatically mean he comes straight back into the fold Saturday, not at all, because we've won. So Dobbs more than anyone knows what the manager's like with a winning team. But yeah, when you make those changes, it's lovely when you win in it, because the question's obviously a little bit less aggressive to get fired at you.
I like to think we're not that aggressive with our questions, Danny.
No, you're not. I didn't mean that.
Let's just touch upon Danny Rowe's exit from the club. How do you sort of look back on his time at the Sparrows?
Very sad for him. Me and the manager spoke about it yesterday. Very sad for him, because it was a health situation that he obviously didn't want. We didn't want. I think it was in my second season, and we just beaten Boreham Wood at home, and I think we might have gone top or second or whatever, but we were doing well. And he was, went off to hospital, not very well. So it's very sad for him, really, because the last couple of years he just hasn't been part of it. So I do think it's sad. I'm hoping for the lad, because he's a very, very good lad, and a very talented footballer, that he can sort out those issues and get back playing. I think he will. I think he has. But what's difficult is that football doesn't really wait for anyone, does it? That's the real ruthless side of it, sadly. And as much as Danny's been a a credit to himself. The club and the team have to move forward. And I think you've seen now where we are in the league and the personnel we've got. It's probably best that Danny's moved on. But I wish him all the best, and I'm sure he will get his career back on track because it's what he deserves.
Yeah, I think that's what everyone will hope and wish that he's still got a future in the game and that it's not the end for him at this point.
Yeah, I'm sure it won't be the end, and for any teams out there, I'd say go and speak to Danny Rowe, go and sign him. He's a hell of a good player, but only Danny knows about his own health situation. That's certainly not for me to comment on where he has with that, and it's just a shame he hasn't been around us for him, obviously. But as I say, we've had a job to do and try and get this team top of the league with the personnel at our disposal, who we feel was ready to play, and Danny wasn't part of that this season. That doesn't make him a bad person or a bad player, and I certainly wish him well.